moment. Bring him to me.
Let's find out where he is. If we find him, we can end this.
I say we jump now!
Hogwarts is threatened. Man the boundaries, protect us.
I have to go back, haven't I?
It's a suicide mission. The boy who lived come to die.
Expecto per fuck yeah. Love this shit.
Expecto?
But whatever. I'm trying to just make something out of it. All right, don't ruin my high right now.
Yeah, but you see, that's not actually a spell. My problem with it is that
you laughing, man, but I was my friend has these two kids, and they're boys, and they're black, and they were talking just like this, all about correcting each other on the spells of Harry Potter.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
the white people's plan comes to fruition. Voldemort is white people.
It's one of those where, like, I mean, I know I'm into a lot of geeky shit, but I was just like, my mouth was on the floor. I looked over at her, and she just had this look like, don't say nothing.
Yeah, don't ask.
Don't.
Oh God! Yeah, how come somebody doesn't make make a documentary about that, like the horrible things Harry Potter can actually do to your child? You know?
Hey man,
like make him get his ass kicked every day at school.
Hey, look, let me tell you something. It ain't none that a Jedi hasn't done yet. And they got that ground covered. And you know what? You right about that, because I was talking to. I will let her remain nameless, but I was talking to somebody who's on the site, and I joked about Harry Potter. I said, yeah, expecto petroleum. And she's like, petroleum. You don't even know how to say it. I was like, fuck off. I was like,
she said it said expecto, a better Joko.
fuck you, man.
She was right, though. That's not actually a spell, so you got to give that to her.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. You know, I don't want to piss off the Potterphiles out there, because I do love this shit, man. I
was so happy for you tonight.
Man, I was really in there, and I was tearing up in this movie, not just because of all of the emotional resonance and all the heavy hitting, deaths that were happening in the movie, but
because you're a pussy.
You know what? For Potter, yes.
I know. My friend I brought with me. I was like, "Hey, man, were you crying?" He's like, "No, but your buddy Corey was bawling."
No, you know what? I heard him over there.
It's that time. Corey's a little bloated right now.
You know what? I really wasn't crying that hard, but I was
not that hard.
No, I kept it to myself. Yeah. And you know, the moment the predator come in, them panties drop on your ass. Batman for you.
That is true.
And every goddamn comic character for you, sir. So y'all leave me alone about this. Let me have my moment. That damn it.
I will be crying at the end of Batman.
And I was just kind of like, I got nothing bad to say about this shit. This is, as far as a summer blockbuster goes, this is a fucking perfect movie for me.
Well, it was a hell of a great capper to a spectacularly long series. It's amazing they kept audiences' attention for 8 movies. Really,
yeah,
a hell of a job. Yeah. What a great way of bringing resonance to all these characters at the end. I mean, Coach, you said you didn't like the last one. I did, because I already really like these characters, and I knew what it was setting up for. Like, this is our last moments of peace before, people start dropping like flies out of the cast. So you're like, okay, let's all give each other big hugs.
Enjoy them now.
Because it's not going to last. And this is where that happens. This is that movie where you're like, all right, time to say goodbye to quite a few of your favorite characters.
Yeah.
And shocking enough, maybe it was a good idea that they saved all this for last, because honestly, I'll let you know right now, I liked it.
What?
I did.
Whoa.
You know what?
Stop
ain't
the presses.
He ain't telling me nothing I didn't know already. We were talking about
I know, we were.
Every time we get let me see. Let me tell you something. See if y'all notice. Every time we get ready to start, like we did a preview last time, we doing this review now. I think even last time we reviewed the last movie. Every time we get ready to start recording, before I press that button, co-host is over there whistling the Harry Potter theme.
You know what? And I have no fucking idea why that's been happening lately, but it just has. I think somebody cast a spell on my ass or something to sing that guy, to whistle that stupid ass. Doo, 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 doo. I can't even do it now. Wait, here, let me do it.
You see, you choking up right now yourself. You can't.
I fucked it up.
Because that mic gets in your hand, and all you know is how to say, like a Pavlov dog. It's like, I hate these movies. They're stupid. They make no sense. You're sitting there watching it. You're like, oh, Harry.
Now, see, when you talking, he can do it. Now you put the spotlight on, he can't do it. He's floating right now.
But you know what? I think the thing is, I always feel like there's something missing, especially now the last few Harry Potter movies. You don't hear that music at the opening anymore. It's more like. Bad shit's happening.
It ain't happy times no more. This shit got real.
For the first like 4 movies or so, it was like kind of like, well, there's a lot of shit happening, but come on, they're at wizard school. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
And then from then on, it's been like, nah, dude, we can't be all. Every once in a while,
one note,
a little bit of leitmotif just to remind you. Darth
Vader takes over the symphony. You're like, hey.
It's like you playing that shit on piano, it'll be like ding, 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 ding. Somebody just slams a lid on your face. Bad shit is happening.
Keyboard cat comes in. Boom, boom.
Cat lands on your hands. Yeah. Man, David, you're right. David Yates is totally justified for splitting this up in 2 parts. I can understand. I see now why he wanted to say
now you get it.
Everything for this last movie.
But it's shocking. It's shocking to me only because I was not a fan of the last film. I thought the last film was slow. It just didn't hold my interest. It dragged on, where this one completely didn't. It almost seemed like a whole entirely new director took this over and gave it everything that I honestly wanted the last movie to have. That was completely, utterly shocking to me, because there's not a moment in this movie where I'm actually like going, all right, let's fucking end this already. Not a single moment.
The problem is that I think the whole thing was originally conceived as 1 film, and then they went, fuck it, let's just do it as 2 and go ahead and stretch it out longer. And when you look at it as that way, as just one
that's what
film,
I was gonna say.
it's like not a whole film that's slow. It's the first half of a film building up to the second half being a big battle.
Yeah, it could be a flaw, yes, in marketing that they made the first movie on, as part 1 in 1 film. But if you watch them together, you do realize, like, okay, this is 1 film. And
it's a lot.
I have no problem with that.
It's a lot to tell an audience, especially someone like the co-host, like, hey, I want you to sit down and watch Harry Potter for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Do that.
Fuck you.
Exactly.
I gotta take a shit.
Why there's no, there's no other choice. You had to do it. And for me, what is that problem with pacing? I mean, David Yates, he's just kind of hamstrung by the book, because the book is written that way.
Yeah.
I felt the same way, like through the first half of it, when they're out camping forever and getting on each other's nerves. I was like, oh my God, is this ever going to end? Honestly, in the movie, it moves along a lot faster than it does in the book.
It's a pretty fast clip. Yeah, because you're like, the end of the last book is so cliffhanger. You're like, yeah. And then this, you're like, yeah, that whole thing that happened at the end of the last book, we'll get around to doing more with that. But first, let's go buy some camping gear.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was thinking, I didn't even need to see that last movie. If I skipped that last movie, I don't think anything would have been
you're wrong.
Lingering in my head.
I know it seems like that, but it was a lot of information that got delivered to you with the last movie.
Well, the thing is, I don't remember any of it though. That's
you think you don't, but you would have been sitting in this one going, wait, what now?
Now there were still things that, even so, that were like referring to stuff that happened in much earlier movies that I'm like, okay, I don't remember this at all. I mean, they're trying to show you just through visual montages that occasionally happen throughout the film. Yes, and remember when this happened?
Remember back in Harry Potter episode
I'll
2.
Take your word for it.
They know modern audiences. It's like, yeah, you're in the theater now, but basically, in 6 months, you're going to buy all of these, or if you don't have them already, and you're going to sit down and have a Harry Potter viewing party.
And they're
It's
going to
funny
find
that you should say
dead
that,
in your
yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
It's funny that you should say that because Harry Potter is now available on Blu-ray. The entire collection at the fingertips of your wand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there with you, man. Can I tell you what happened 2 movies ago? No. I'm not going to even lie.
Not in the details. There's so much stuff that was happening, which I'm almost glad. That's one of the reasons you're glad this was split into 2 films, because this was the biggest, most dense book. And it was like, well, Jesus Christ, man. I'm so glad they decided to take their time and go, all right, let's spread this out. I mean, yeah, was there too many scenes that you're like, okay, I don't remember specifically what that is, but it's not hurting my enjoyment of this story to not remember all the details.
Well,
either.
what they managed to build up the final conflict, and that's what the movie's centered on.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can tell you right now, I don't know. I can't tell you the whole lore of things. All I know is like
Voldemort comes in and puts his shit down.
Yeah, Voldemort comes in. He's threatening to destroy everything, and Harry Potter said, "I'm tired of this shit." And that's it. He's like, this is it. It ends here.
The line must be drawn here.
Yeah, and then there's a bunch of lights and special effects and people pointing wands at each other and blowing up shit. And I'm like, all right, you know what? That's the summer fair part of it. I'm like, that's the blockbuster side of things. And all of it is amazing to watch because I've always admired this series for being able to like have your special effects play secondhand to the drama and the actors that was supposed to be the important part of this. I mean, it's a heavy story that they want to tell, and this does the same thing. I mean, this is probably for me. I mean, again, this comes from the guy who can't remember like 3 movies ago, but it seems like this is probably the most effects-ridden film of all of them, and it blends in seamlessly with the drama that's occurring. And like, speaking of that, I mean, this is I just thought it's amazing to see like. When you see like Rupert Grimes and Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson as children, you're like, okay, child actors.
Rupert Grint.
What else is Rupert Grimes? Whatever. You know, he got a fucking medieval name himself. He got like that kid. No wonder they hired him. He's got a wizard.
Whoever the fuck that kid is.
And he's got a wizard name in real life. Rupert Grimes. That motherfucker should be an elf somewhere. But to see those kids grow up and be the actors that they are today. Now, I don't know if that's just because they're under a consistent director who knows how to work with them, or if they've just grown up to be fine actors. But everybody in this movie is able to capture like the emotion that's needed to deliver this story.
Well, I tell you what, I couldn't have been more impressed with Daniel Radcliffe, who has become a really good actor. And I was just like looking at him going like, you know what? I don't know what the rest of these kids are doing, but I know, when he's not making Harry Potter, he's on Broadway. He's really like trying to perfect his craft. And it shows because there's so much of the emotional content that is all on his shoulders. And he does it. Even when there's times when I feel like the film wasn't delivering on the emotional content it should, but when it would focus on him, it was all in his face.
Well, there's a sequence at the beginning of the third act that I'm not going to give details about on any level, but suffice it to say, it really falls on his shoulders to pull off an enormous emotional weight, and in fact, a reconstruction of the events of the entire series, and him realizing that things are not how he thought they were. And it's a tough thing to pull off as an actor for anyone to do, and he nails it. He totally nails it. I mean, if I had one complaint, I think that sequence in the book, that's where it has to happen. In the movie, it's where it has to happen. But it feels weird in the structure of a traditional movie in between all this huge action to have about 15 minutes of very quiet.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is that quiet scene that you're talking about, I actually enjoyed that. It didn't bother me, not even so much where it was in the film, but as far as his acting is concerned, yes. I mean, you're absolutely right. He nailed it. And it's the first time I've ever looked at Harry, the character, and found him interesting. Out of all the movies, with the exception of 3, this is like the movie that made me interested in his character, because I thought, man, it seemed like all the other characters seemed more interesting to me, even Neville's character, which, thank God they gave him his due finally in this movie, because all I hear was how Neville was supposed to be this badass, and in the last movie, I was like, he's like fucking hanging out on a train and doesn't say a word. I mean, what? They're gonna fuck that up. I feel like they are, and at least what I've been told about this character from the books, I was scared that they were gonna completely just not even touch on that at all.
Yeah.
But thank God, I was wrong, and they actually gave him his due. But getting back to Daniel Radcliffe, is that his name? Yeah, he really impressed me.
Only took him 8 movies to like his character.
Yeah,
well, good job, Harry Potter guys.
Because he's almost to me like a fly on the wall throughout the series. It seems like more interesting things were happening around him or because of him, and not so much. None of it really came from him as far as like the unraveling of the story. I felt like he was just there. Like he almost looked at him as like, he was me, but I'm just not interested in what's going on in this world.
He sort of functions that way as a cipher for the audience because, I've heard that complaint before, but, he's a character where everybody else who's at Hogwarts, they've been told about it their whole lives since they were kids. They couldn't wait to go. Here's your whole thing. He grew up most of his life as the mistreated orphan, and like, wait, turns out you're gonna be king of the world someday. Here you go,
you're a wizard.
And he's like, the hell? I'm just trying to fit in here.
Maybe it's because of this movie that he finally has to do something. He finally has to participate, and this whole series of events that he has no choice but.
It's the reason why he's not afraid of Voldemort like everybody else, where they're like, oh, don't say his name. He's like, fuck him, I'd say his name.
Really? Voldemort? Jesus Christ, stop that! What, Voldemort?
No, he's not there.
Voldemort.
Yeah. Shit, I wish motherfuckers said, I say his name right now.
is it okay? Now is it me?
Because go.
He's behind me, isn't he?
No, okay.
What's with your nose, motherfucker?
Speaking of Voldemort right now, before I forget, speaking of Voldemort, I mean, I have to say, though, if there's one major complaint about this movie, I think in this one, they almost made Voldemort to me seem more like a non-threat, like almost like kind of a joke sometimes.
Oh, I didn't feel that way at all.
Like they, I mean,
Not if you one of his henchmen.
yeah. Which that thing is, it's like, oh man, this guy's almost like becoming like pussified in a weird way. And in order to let everyone know that, hey, I'm still the badass here, he randomly kills somebody that.
Well, can I address that?
Didn't deserve it.
Ray Fiennes. Can we call him? What's he going? Rafe? Ralph?
Call him whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just call him Ralph. I'm gonna call him Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph.
That's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Sorry.
God damn, here in America, you can call him Ralph, motherfucker. Yeah. Ralph Fiennes.
I'll call him Roger.
All that rape shit. You know, what do you think it is? Norway? I mean, you know, Ralph Fiennes, who I thought, the thing you're talking about, I enjoyed his acting as well as the character because he brought a certain vulnerability to Voldemort this time around, which makes sense in this film because this is the one where Harry Potter is actually becoming stronger, you know, facing what has been his true fear and danger. And this is the one where Voldemort is starting to realize I'm losing power. I mean, Voldemort, whatever these fucking characters are called.
It's actually Voldemort.
Somebody
If you love the series, get the name right.
Well, you know what? They even say early on, they're like, look, he's wounded. He's scared now. I mean, he's more dangerous than ever because of the fact that he's super desperate. He now has seen, like before he was really confident. He's like, Harry Potter, come on, Harry Potter. And now he's like taking out some of his parts of his soul and he's starting to go, fuck.
In other words,
which I understand. I understand that for the character. It's just, maybe it was just his acting.
I don't know, man, because in this one,
Yeah.
you know, this is the one where Voldemort is not a cocky son of a bitch anymore.
Yeah.
You know, he's actually scared, and it was necessary for him to seem weak because he was weakening. in this.
Because like you look at him in Order of the Phoenix, he's so powerful. It's like Harry doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah,
Nobody
right.
stood a chance.
But we've watched Harry get so much more powerful since
Yeah.
then. I mean, where he is a full-on wizard in his own right now. I mean, he is somebody not to be fucked with. He's casually at one scene running through the castle while there's a war going on, just taking down fucking like evil wizards with single blast. Just get out of my way.
Yeah. Maybe it's just in the sense of the movie world where I expect, you know, the villain to be just a powerful entity to where, you know, you're cheering on the hero to, like, you know, do your thing. I mean, because this is, you know, you guys are going toe to toe. This is an epic battle. You're both fighting until, you know, one of you is dead. And with this one, I didn't feel that much as far as like with the final battle. Like it really didn't like grab me as much, but even though I still enjoyed it, but I just thought maybe it was not so much the fault of the movies or even the book. It's just that's just how it is, and it has less impact. As far as villains that I like,
I can meet you part way because I don't want to be the Voldemort of this review. Like, because while I like this movie a lot, I thought it was really good and yet stopped short of being great. And a lot of it was the way David Yates, you know, or just because he stuck by the book, rushed through a lot. Like there's deaths that I thought, man, you want to spend some time with this. These characters would die. They were so beloved, and it was just like, well, there they are, dead in the background. Let's keep it going.
You know, as somebody who hasn't read the books, that is something that I don't know ahead of time.
Well, their characters, even in the movies, were represented quite a bit. We're like, you know, wow, these are really cool characters. We've seen them grow. We've seen them form relationships with other people, even marriages and kids with some of them. And you're like, this is actually pretty heavy stuff. But the movie just is like almost pans across them dying. Mm-hmm. And you know, my biggest issue was that was not in and of the fact that they did that. And there's another thing too with one of the characters who is like bad and then never really is redeemed. But by the end, they're just kind of like, oh, well, there they are. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. You're like, wait, what happened there? I felt like there was several instances in this film that we missed scenes. And hello, director's cut on Blu-ray. It's all I'm saying.
This movie was screaming director's cut. But I mean, Leon, you're absolutely right, because after the movie, Leon and I were discussing this, and I told him this has always been my problem with this entire series, where these characters that they build up, you know, you follow through these books and even the movies. At least with the movies, they never give you the emotional resonance that when these characters die, they never give you the emotional resonance that you should have with them, especially like there's a few important characters that that die in this, but it does feel like they just kind of glossed over. Like the camera's like, hey, look over there, look who died. Oh well, that sucks. Time to move on. Time to move to the next.
I
scene.
guess for some people, I can see that problem. I mean, I understand it. A different viewpoint would be that they are in wartime and they just kind of have to keep moving, and they try to give you a feeling like these deaths are important, by giving you some key characters. I won't say who, but they focus on like a couple of people, and they're crying hard. People are, falling apart, and for the pacing of the film, I can understand them wanting to keep going. It's not to belittle anybody's complaint on that.
It's not that they don't spend time mourning them. It's that they don't even show them dying in the first place. Like you feel like they deserve a hero's death, and you're not given that at all.
Because you want honestly
totally off screen.
You really, because that's the thing with a movie like this, especially being the last one. You want to feel like these characters died for a very good reason, a very noble reason, and you want to see them to the bitter end. Especially like the characters who were here, obviously very important to the story and very important to this whole family of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And that's something that was out of all the complaints I had about, if I have any about this movie, that is my major one. But like I said, it's been a complaint about this whole series with the deaths.
I'll throw something else out there that won't be popular in this room.
Uh-oh.
Even though I like this movie a lot, I like the last one better.
Just stop right now. No,
No.
Oh, really?
I did.
You like what?
I like the movie before the last movie more than I like this one. And and I thought the writing of the characters, like there was a lot of good dialogue between them, banter, things you learned about them, each of them, and it had more emotional content. I mean, yeah, it's got that slow part in the middle that I know. Co-host, you absolutely hate.
Yes,
and I understand.
Don't bring it up.
But beyond that, there was so much in what they were saying to each other that I really got into. Whereas with this movie, it's all plot. It's all we're moving to battle. We got to be here. We got to do this. Dialogue wise, there's very little in the way of things where I was like, oh, that's some clever writing on that. I mean, the stuff with Dumbledore's brother, I thought was awesome, and you get a good scene with Dumbledore later. But there wasn't. I don't know. There wasn't the dialogue exchanges that I would prefer.
To counterpoint that, though, I honestly thought that a lot of the acting here, like I think the director spent a lot of time with these actors and getting them to finally emote something to where you didn't need a lot of dialogue. And for me, I did notice that. I was like, wow, through this first hour of the movie, it seems like there's not that many rants as far as like exposition because you're seeing it all, which I'm like, good. That's what a movie should do. I mean,
we're largely already up to speed with the plot from the last movie and even the two before it. We're like, we've been told everything we need to know. Now's the time to watch it play out. Because like I said, this is basically the second half of another movie.
And in this half, what is it now? Let me see if I got this right, since things are happening so fast and I can't remember shit.
I know, right?
It's like
need a Cliff's Notes.
The biggest issue was destroying the Horcrux.
Yeah,
look, there's 7 of them.
Was there 7?
I want to say there was 7. I can't remember how many there were, but it's the kind of thing where, like, okay, like say if I was going.
Well, let me just say what it is first. Let me see if I got it right. So the Horcrux are pretty much the basis for Voldemort's power.
Well, no. Okay, so how
what's going on here
he
real
was
quick.
defeated initially.
Yeah,
but the reason he wasn't just dead was because he had taken precautions by taking his soul and splitting it up and imbuing part of his soul into all these different objects and hiding them, so he could not truly be destroyed because his soul was hidden in all these places.
Yeah.
So they've figured that out since. In this point, they said, okay, the only way to really defeat him is to find all the little pieces, which are the Horcruxes, and destroy each one, and then his soul really will be gone, and he'll be gone.
So this film is like it is the struggle to destroy the final Horcruxes that exist.
Yeah, which
and
is
therefore bring down Voldemort
for once and for all.
Once and for all. Yeah.
It's like if you were to kill him without destroying all those, he's just going to come back.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be weakened, but you can't destroy him unless you destroy those too.
He knows. You know who? He knows we broke into Gringotts. He knows what we took, and he knows we're hunting Horcruxes.
How is it you know?
I saw him.
You let him in. Harry, you can't do that.
Hermione, I can't always help it. Well, maybe I can, I don't know.
Never mind what happened.
Well, he's angry and scared too. He knows if we find and destroy all the Horcruxes, we'll be able to kill him. I reckon he'll stop at nothing to make sure we don't find the rest.
He's got soul come out his asshole.
Yeah, that's how they do it.
So Corey,
What we need? Soul power.
That's why he's got the pet snakes. Like reach up there and just go ahead. Can you get some soul? Yeah, get out. Oh God, no! I never get used to that.
So Corey, what movie did you see? Because I'm now curious. Like that was the whole plot of the movie where I got crucified on the last review because I didn't know what the fuck those things were, and I'm like, I know they're important, but still, it's like. So what? You know?
Well, you gotta appreciate the fact that Corey, like, man, I love this movie. Somebody tell me what it was about.
That's the whole crux of the story.
I know.
I can recognize goodness when I see it.
Hey,
you know what?
A little kid with nerd glasses and a magic wand. That's all I need.
I don't need to know every ingredient that went into this soup for me to enjoy.
Obviously, you don't. No.
It tastes good.
I know. I like the pretty colors.
Damn it. Might need a little salt in there every now and then, but this shit is all right. Righteous.
But the thing is, with this, it's like that's the thing, though. Like, because honestly, I did not know what the fuck was going on with those Horcruxes or whatever. I knew once one was destroyed, Voldemort, but I'm like. So we're going to go through the next few movies? Because I think with these movies, though, it's like they always present something new. Right. Like there's always something new in order to defeat Voldemort or to weaken him or whatever. And I think that's where
magic shit all over the goddamn place. It's just lying on the ground.
I know. And like I think they found the last one at fucking Fred Sanford's place. You know, where they had to like crawl over junk. Which this movie, I honestly have to admit, I was like, wow. You know, I know I heard the other day like this movie borrows from Star Wars and just any great myths, but I'm like, you can add Indiana Jones because honestly, there's a part where I'm looking at Harry and I'm like going, dude, did you not watch the first Indiana Jones movie? Because you know it's about to happen. Oh yeah, right? Come on.
Yeah, there's a point where they go to find some treasure and they get somebody to guide them there, and then they get stuck in a room. And that guy is still holding that treasure. And you know what they're going to say.
Throw me the whip.
Throw me the whip. That's all he was doing. It's like, throw me the whip. Don't do it.
Just say this. Throw me the wand. It's kind of close to that. It don't work out right for them. Man, you know what? As the kids say today, real talk. I would say this much. Maybe the reason why I love this so much is because I envy the children out there, the kids, man, the fucking kids. You know,
kids that are getting their ass beat every day.
I envy the children because they have what our generation missed. And I hate to keep bringing it there, but
being able to zap some motherfuckers.
I'm gonna do it because I had some people try to come in here and like in our last preview trying to come in and say, shut your fucking mouth. This is not the new Star Wars. Fuck you, it is.
I think I was that guy that said that, though.
I'm telling you it is, goddamn.
Well, certainly the sheer level of receipts and responses and the fact that adults and kids seem to be responding to it so strongly. It's like you can say, in your opinion, it's not all you want, but every other thing points at, yes, I'm afraid.
I tell you what, you see these kids.
I don't see no Harry Potter Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah, right. Thank God for that too. You know what? Here's the deal. You saw people dressing up like Jedis and characters from the movie. You see kids now going to just these screenings dressed up like they're going to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Well, the beauty of that is that you could go to a Harry Potter screening dressed like one of the wizards, and if later you can walk out and somebody go like, "You one of them Harry Potter faggots," and you're like, "No, man, I'm in a choir."
Yeah, I'm in the Harlem Boys Choir, man.
Now you should go beat up that fake Jedi over there.
Yeah. Come here.
Well, hey,
I'm a Freemason, motherfucker, and your whole family is dead.
The other thing is that they got pretty much. I mean, varying degrees of quality depending on what you're looking for in the movies, but they pretty much got 8 consistent films. They got an incredible, end conclusion to the series, and they have their whole mythology all out there now. They have their epic series out there. We had Lord of the Rings, and that's cool. And then but Star Wars petered out on us. But these kids, they had consistent with actors and all that. These kids out there have their Star Wars for their generation.
Certainly,
and I'm jealous of them.
And co-hosts, no Ewoks in this one.
Yeah.
I like the Ewoks, all right?
Oh, there it is. It cannot be unsaid.
Whatever. Look, Corey, when we go outside, we play make-believe tomorrow, all right? I'll let you ride on your broom while I fucking run your ass over with my Millennium Falcon, and I'll be screaming. I was like, go to your mom's house and sweep the room.
That's true. You keep your midichlorians and all
I don't count those. I don't count those.
Yeah, they count.
That's not part of my series.
My shit wasn't made up at the last minute, all right? My shit's consistent.
This ain't like the Bible where you can pick and choose what you want to believe.
Right.
Yes, I can.
You got to believe it. You in for a penny, in for a pound. You got to believe it all.
Well, you know what, Corey, though, as he said he's jealous of the kids today because they're growing up with this as their Star Wars, and it really is in that sense. It's not for you because you're not a kid at the same level. You know, it's like
I'm 5 years old.
Nothing will ever be for you the way Star
Everything
Wars
is for me, all right?
Because you're not like, you're not 5 when you're seeing it again.
I mean,
but that being said, that being said, you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned Lord of the Rings, and I prefer Lord of the Rings to the Harry Potter films. I mean, I think they're more consistently awesome all the way through, but they are for adults 100%. This is definitely a product that was meant like 70% for kids.
I wouldn't say that.
I kind of see a lot of I mean, you pretty much got the same creatures in both of them.
And the thing is,
where they meet up.
You're right. And the thing is that, Lord of the Rings, as far as, you say what you want about how great the Potter films are, but Lord of the Rings will always triumph over the visuals, just the look and the story. I mean, Lord of the Rings was first, and it's actually it's done better. Like those characters are great characters for a reason. And we got 2 more movies coming, by the way. So
they got
the thing is, I mean, if those 2 movies happen to be the biggest flops ever, if those 2 movies happen to be the biggest flops ever, I mean, wow, Harry Potter better be worried, because if those are 2 great films, Harry Potter's going to be forgotten, bro. I'm sorry.
Terrible, I'm going to be in.
They're going to be at least the movies.
If those prequels are terrible, I'm going to be like Jason Murphy for the first couple years. I'll be like the denial guy. I'm like, no, man, they're good. They're good.
I hate to even have to compare this to Lord of the Rings. I mean, both of them are, in my opinion, both of them are great series and quality.
Hell
I mean,
yeah. No, I don't disagree with you
They both
there.
gave trolls and giant spiders a place to work.
Shit, yeah.
And nothing's wrong with
Shit,
that.
there was a fucking troll that was chasing Hubbard and ended up in Hogwarts. He's like, what the fuck happened here? Where am I?
And the other thing is,
giant spiked elephants are still like, what the fuck? Really? No giant spiked elephant work in the Potter series? There's 8 movies!
And like talking about that shit, discussing like what's faster, the Enterprise or the Millennium Falcon. I mean, I'm like, you know what? Honestly,
Clearly the Enterprise.
It's the Enterprise, obviously.
I do not give a shit. I mean, because you know what? There's only one series that will blow all of these goddamn movies out of the goddamn water, and that is the Dark Knight trilogy. Thank you very much. So
we got one more movie to go.
Yeah. It's already great. I already saw it. Don't worry.
And I hate those fucking arguments when people say, the Millennium Falcon's faster than the Enterprise. But that's stupid. Now, the fucking brooms in Harry Potter are much faster than any kind of speed bike.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
All right. Quidditch is more exciting than any kind of fucking race.
I'll let you play with your broom. I'll play with my ex.
No. They actually, he's right. They had him on Top Gear.
Fuck you.
Yeah, you can have your broomstick and you can have that Nazi motorcycle with the side cart that flies around, all right?
You know what, man? For me, like, J.K. Rowling, woman has created, again, a lot of people gonna look at me and say, you're fucking crazy, but she is sort of a modern day Tolkien now. She has created a series of books that are incredible. The movie series is based on that's incredible. And I feel happy to have witnessed that with somebody who's still living right now and has made history this way. I mean, because I haven't read these books, but I do love this series, man. In conclusion, I will just say that my biggest compliment to this film is that we're living in an age now where studios can't seem to accept that good stories and good direction and great acting and drama can exist in the same film with big budget special effects. For some reason, we got to separate those two. Transformers was like, it's like somebody just told Michael Bay, look, you can either have some good actors or some giant robots that look cool. Which one do you want? Well, it's called Transformers. I guess I got to go to shitty plot here and go with giant robots.
Oh, please, as if Michael Bay took even a second to ponder over that.
This is fantasy, right? Okay,
Come on, continue, and we'll just go in the background. Dun, 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 dun,
yes. And I will say that I love this movie being able to combine the two, but not turning down any of the important elements of storytelling. Storytelling still exists, and we can still do it in the form of a blockbuster summer movie. I give this movie full price. No, not full price. Better than sex. I ain't had sex this good. Oh my God, I love this film. Fuck no. Town on the mountain, Harry Potter.
Yeah, well, I give it some bullshit.
Was nothing like the book.
It definitely is a good movie. It's a great way to end this series. And I liked it a lot. It just was less than perfect. I thought it could have been great and missed out on that. It comes in to me as a low full price.
You looking at me like I'm on.
Keep it simple.
You're going to go over there and bite him is what you look like. You're about to.
Hey, man, you look like that. You broke your matinee streak. I don't know what you're going to do.
Leon's looking around like he's waiting for somebody to throw a wand at him. Poke him in the eye.
You got to walk out to your car sometime tonight. I'll be waiting.
Don't worry, he's going to fuck up that spell. He's gonna,
Oh, mean shit. What the fuck?
Spectro Nick
Expecto midichlorians. Nosferatu.
What your spell's going to do is unlock my car. Oh, thanks.
You know what? I did have some issues here and there, but they weren't anything to really throw me off that much. Like I said, I thought that beginning of the third act where it slows down, maybe it slows down a little bit too much, considering the way the energy is flowing in the film. But it's not that bad, and it's such an emotional moment that hell, I could hear Corey sobbing from 3 rows back. So don't say you weren't. You know you were.
No, look, I was not. I was 2 seats down from you.
But it was just that loud. I don't know. And there's one issue that happens. It's a big change from the book that we wasn't until talking about it afterwards. It was like, was that just me? That didn't happen in the book,
that
right?
Throws you way off.
It is huge.
That's a thing that's about the relationship between Harry and Severus. That you're like, wait, what? Did they just say what I think they said?
It's like, did they just not say what I think they just
right?
didn't
They're
say?
like,
And I'm glad I turned to you, Leon, and I asked you about it because I was like, somebody not reading those books, is this what happened? And you were so
You said
confused.
something to me too, because I was sitting there confused.
That's the only one of the books I've only read once so far, and so I'm like, wow, I don't remember, but I feel like I would have remembered some insinuation like that. That's a pretty heavy bomb to even kind of half-assedly drop. So I don't know how I feel about that. Drop acidly. But I thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, I was a little misty as well. I mean, there are scenes you can't help if you've been watching this whole series and you really like these characters. So I give it a full price. I wish it had been just that much better, but like I said, I can't help but feel like there was stuff cut out of this intentionally because they know they'll make that much more money 2 years from now selling a super expanded director's cut with those scenes.
As well as they should, because that would help me to understand a little bit more, and instead of looking at Leon going, what the fuck what they just say?
Not just because of the British accents.
Yeah, I know. But this movie, I didn't go in wanting to hate it. I'm like anybody else. I want to see a good movie. Sure. And I have to say, this movie did deliver. Like I said, I don't even think you have to watch the one before it to enjoy it as much and I will keep saying that, please, because but the thing is, it told its story. It did it at a great pace, and I got all the visuals that I always wanted to see in one of these films, and I got really great directing. I have to hand it to David Yates. It's like, wow, I don't know what you did before, if you were sleepwalking through it or what, but hey, you know what? You must have listened to that review I did, and you must have took notes because wow, did you? Wow,
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
I'm sure. I'm almost sure of it. I'm going to write the movie company today. But I was like, wow, somebody finally listened to me. You know what? They corrected they pretty much corrected everything that I disliked about it, and they made a thoroughly enjoyable movie to where I even like your main hero for once. And that's a big leap. I'm going to give it a full price, definitely. And I think fans of this series are you're gonna be fucking wetting your pants when you see it. It's gonna be a huge Harry Potter orgy. That night you're in the theater, and it's gonna be all worth it. And I say congratulations, but thank God this fucking series is over, so I never have to talk about it again.
Only I can live forever.